Hey guys, a little heart to heart before we get started on today's video. Thank you so much for watching every week, and thank you so much for commenting, because sometimes those comments give us ideas like today. One of you recently basically left a comment and said, Rod, why don't you come out to East New Braunfels and do more content? I think the word you used was expound. So we're here in East New Braunfels and West New Braunfels today to expound on both sides and what each side has to offer. This isn't a turf war or fight or Rocky IV, East versus West. This is talking about what each side has to offer, including real estate, jobs, and things to do. If you guys are new here to my channel, thank you so much for hopping aboard, because every week we're really trying to put out relevant content just like this about what it's like to live in New Braunfels. All right, let's talk about East versus West New Braunfels, and we're gonna start off with things to do on each side. Today we're hosting the video. As you can tell, it's a little bit different, right, from where we usually host. This is Fisher Park, and Fisher Park is on the east side of New Braunfels, and Fisher Park is also the largest park in the city of New Braunfels. It's 62 acres of walking, running, biking, walking your dogs. We have picnic areas, covered picnic areas here, overlooking the huge splash pad for kids and kids at heart. There's 2 fishing ponds, a butterfly garden, and Fisher Park sits high on the hilltop, so you can actually see in to West New Braunfels, where we go next, and we find an equally fun and chill park called Landa Park. Now, I think there's more shade at Landa Park because, well, it's an older park, and that's why you see all the mature trees. But just like Fisher Park, Landa Park is super family friendly. Lots of play areas for the kids. There's a hiking trail at Landa, walking and biking, fishing, picnic spots, paddle boating in Lake Landa. There's a miniature train, miniature golf, and real golf. If you live on the east side of New Braunfels, you have our mega shopping complex called Creekside. Everything, all the big box stores are there. It really is a game changer in New Braunfels. We don't have to travel to San Antonio or Austin for many things. We have, like I said, all the big box shops and the big box restaurants as well. We also have specialty local shops and regional shops here at Creekside, and new condos coming soon, and a P.F. Chang's opening super soon in the Creekside shopping area. And we have banks here, we have medical here as well, and we have homes, single family homes, right behind the Creekside area, and another complex, another development that is developing right now called Psalms Landing. That's going to be luxury specialty shops. There's going to be a farmer's market here daily, and also multifamily living. So you have all of this in big box commercial stores in one place called Creekside. On the west side of New Braunfels, it's more hyper local mom and pop businesses and restaurants and stores. It's because downtown is a historical district as well as our historical district of Green, and both those areas have an old world charm. Back on the east side of New Braunfels, you possibly have a huge park to look forward to, a lot bigger than Fisher Park. The city is proposing a 125-acre sports complex at the intersection of Klein Road and FM 1044. The first phase would include baseball, softball, and soccer fields. On the east side of New Braunfels, you've also got Lake Dunlap, and a little bit further east, closer to Seguin, is Lake McQueenie. East side of New Braunfels as well is called Texas Ski Ranch. This place is a jam, I'm telling you. They've got wakeboarding, wake surfing, and much more. My opinion, east side of New Braunfels is a little bit more laid back and chill than the west side of New Braunfels, because you have more of the city's amenities on the west side of New Braunfels, including our 2 rivers, the Comel River, the Guadalupe River. Canyon Lake is also on the west side of New Braunfels, as is Landa Park, where we host most of our videos. Downtown New Braunfels and our historical district of Green are on the west side of New Braunfels. You've got our huge water park, Schlitterbahn, on the west side of New Braunfels as well. And most of our year-round events and activities take place on the west side of New Braunfels. And you may be picking up on this, that you are dealing with a lot more tourists on the west side of New Braunfels versus the east side, especially during the summer, which is why some people prefer to live on the east side of New Braunfels. You're further away from the action and the tourists, yet you're still close enough to enjoy all the things we have going on in New Braunfels. But it's not like the east side is crickets and tumbleweed. The east side also has its share of backups, especially at Creekside and also on State Highway 46, where it gets pretty jammed up at different parts during the day. But there is a plan in place for Highway 46 to expand lanes, to add more lanes there, but that won't happen for quite a while, sometime in the next 5 to 10 years. So really it comes down to your lifestyle. Do you prefer something more chill and laid back like the east side of New Braunfels? Or do you like something with more energy, more up-tempo lifestyle living on the west side of New Braunfels? New Braunfels, guys, is huge, 46 square miles large. So let's get into the real estate offerings on both sides, because there's a ton of opportunities on east side of New Braunfels and west side of New Braunfels. East side of New Braunfels, we've done videos on many neighborhoods, including Overlook at Creekside, Hidden Springs, Ellie Crossing, Avery Park. There's Voss Farms, Sungate, Dove Crossing, which is neat because it's right across the street from Fisher Park. Morningside, on the far southeast side of New Braunfels, you have some older, rustic, ranch-style homes as well on the east side. Homes on the east side of New Braunfels are typically more affordable. Things get a little bit more expensive when you head to the west side of New Braunfels because you're closer to all the action, so you're paying a premium for proximity, and there's more build-out on the west side. The biggest difference right now between East and West New Braunfels is that there's a lot more housing development taking place on the east side of town. There's more available and buildable land on this side, including an upcoming master plan community called Mayfair, which will be similar to our current master plan community called Veramendi on the west side of New Braunfels, where you have thousands of homes being built, amenities, schools, parks coming, retail coming, restaurants coming. There's also older New Braunfels in the downtown corridor. I love it. I really do. Two streets I really love are Magazine and Academy because they're super rich in character. These homes have so much character, but they're also can be super expensive on resale because you're really in downtown New Braunfels. Another neighborhood within the city limits of New Braunfels that gets super expensive on the west side of New Braunfels is called Landa Park Estates. This is an exclusive area, fewer homes in this neighborhood. But guys, this is river living. So you're living either on the river or right across the street from the river, and you have private access to that, and also private access to your own private island, and you're only a few steps away from the golf course. One of you commented recently saying, hey, can you do more videos on areas that I can retire to? So we do have those areas, also the west side of New Braunfels. We're talking about low maintenance areas where the lots are smaller. It's like a lock and leave community. We've done videos on Town Creek, for example, also Cotton Crossing, casinos at Green. These are all conducive to people, either empty nesters or retirees. If you need a little bit more space between neighbors, we also have our acreage communities west side of New Braunfels, including Copper Ridge, Vintage Oaks, River Chase, and Havenwood at Hunter's Crossing. Let's talk about jobs on the east side of New Braunfels. Now, New Braunfels, if you haven't figured out, is a destination town. It's a tourist town. So many of our jobs are going to be based in customer service or hospitality. We have restaurants, hotels, shopping. There's education on the east side of New Braunfels with our dozens of schools. There's medical at one of our east side hospitals. Continental opened last year. They make radars and sensors for cars. It is interesting though, because around 70% of our working residents commute out of New Braunfels into the Austin or San Antonio areas for their jobs, which makes New Braunfels a really good fit for these families because we're right smack dab in the middle of both large cities. On the west side of New Braunfels, you also have a lot of hospitality related customer service type jobs, restaurants, hotels, parks. There's also medical on the west side and a lot of schools. So east or west, which side is the best side of New Braunfels? Well, if you're looking for something more laid back and affordable, maybe the east side of New Braunfels is for you. But if you're looking for something more upbeat, closer to all the action, maybe the west side of New Braunfels is for you. Either way, whether you're looking to buy or sell in the New Braunfels area, I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. You guys can email me, you can call me, or you can shoot me a text. As always, thank you so much for watching our videos, and we'll see you on the next one.